Hey y'all, it's LaToya Drake with Kentucky's Nutrition Education Program for the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And I'm here in the Allen County Cooperative Extension Service, beautiful demonstration kitchen, and we're making up a spring harvest salad. And often spring is synonymous with salad, right? It's salad season. When I think of spring, I often think of green leafy vegetables and strawberries, right? And we think of asparagus. So we're gonna make a salad that features the flavors of the season. You know, blueberries will be coming in late spring as well, so it features blueberries. So let's just go over the recipe really quickly. It's gonna have 5 cups of torn leaf spring lettuce. It's gonna have 2.5 cups of spinach. It's gonna have 1.5 cups of sliced strawberries. It's gonna have a cup of fresh blueberries. It's going to have also, half a cup or so of thinly sliced green onions. The dressing is going to include 4 teaspoons, let me get that right, 4 teaspoons of lemon juice, 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, 1.5 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of Kentucky honey, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then we're going to top that salad with feta cheese and sliced almonds. So super flavorful, lots of different ingredients. But we're going to focus on lettuce in our discussion today because it's lettuce season, it's salad season, and we want to get our greens in. Salads are great because they have low calories. A cup serving of salad is going to range from 5 to 15 calories. So it's going to be low calories with lots of nutrients. Because these greens that we see in salads are the same greens that collect the nutrition from the sun, from the plant, right? So these greens are going to be rich in phytonutrients. So let's start by making our salad with our 5 cups of leafy greens. And we've got those in there. We're going to add our spinach to our salad. And I did wash those greens and let them dry some. Because of food poisoning with greens. Even if the greens say they're washed in the store, you still might want to wash them off because they can be dangerous. I actually got sick from a salad. It was not a fun time. So we want to wash our greens. We want to dry them well. We want to wash all of our produce. Barry and I were talking about before the camera started, we want to even wash our cantaloupes and wash off our squashes. Those skins that we're going to cook and use and eat, I keep a vegetable washer near my sink. I take that over my squashes. I scrub those down and rinse those off in cold water. You don't really need to use any soap. You don't want to contaminate your vegetables with soap. But you do want to wash, say, if you have a cantaloupe, you might want to have a specific brush for that type of vegetable. But you want to wash the cantaloupe off before you cut into it, because when you cut into those vegetables, you're pulling into the bacteria into the meat of the flesh of the vegetable. So you're cutting the skin and it's pulling in that bacteria into that. So you want to make sure you wash it off so you can avoid to get sick. So we've got our lettuce in here. Let's add our strawberries. And I cut these up. I put a little citric acid on them just to liven them up. Oh, look how pretty. Let's add our blueberries. And so we talked about the nutrition facts a bit for lettuce. Lettuce is going to be a bulking agent, and so you're going to eat lots of it. It's going to be low in calories, but it has so many phytonutrients. And when we think of phytonutrients, we think of those nutrients that are going to help improve our health and benefit us. There's even some talk of them helping be cancer preventing, right? So we want to eat lots of phytonutrients. So bulk up our meals with salad greens. Salad greens are going to be more affordable because there's lots of them, right? And you can even grow these easily at home. To grow salad greens, you want to reach out to your extension office in your county, whether you're in Tennessee or Kentucky. Reach out to your local extension office because they're going to have an abundance of resources to get you growing some salad greens. You can also check out our website with NEP at planeatmove.com. There's a tab called Growing Your Own, and it's going to direct you on how to get those salad greens grown and easily, because you can grow salad greens in containers. So let's add our sliced green onion to this salad. Super simple, right? I like that this highlights the flavor of the greens because it's so simple. And let's mix this up some. It smells good. The little greens smell good. So salad greens, leafy greens, it's salad season. They're going to be in season from early spring until early spring until late spring, because salad greens do not like the heat. They're going to bolt. They're not going to be good. They're going to get more bitter, right? So salad greens, lettuce, they like to grow between 60 degrees and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So it likes a cool temperature. So this is the time to find those greens at your local farmer's market, right? So when you prepare your salad greens, you want to make sure that you wash them well. There's even things called salad spinners, and I have one of those at home. I should have used that this morning. And you pull the string on the side of it, and that's going to help pull out all the water. I tried to pull out a lot of this water, but I stuck a couple of paper towels into the bags with the lettuce, and I also drained them on paper towels to get some of the water out too. So let's make up our dressing. I'm going to make the dressing in a, what is this, a ball? Mason jar. Sometimes, y'all, since I had the COVID, y'all, they'd be taking the words, just leave. So I'm going to make our dressing in a mason jar because I'm not going to cover the whole salad with the dressing. We're only going to cover what we share in a bowl because we want this to last. I'm all about reducing food waste. You know that 40% of the food that goes out into the world is wasted by us. So we want to make sure that we consider this when we're eating, right? So I'm going to pour this on as I use it because if you pour your dressing on before, it's going to cause it to wilt. When I do store this salad, I probably will put a paper towel in the container that I store it in just to draw out some of that moisture, because hopefully this will last between 3 or so days in the refrigerator, because leftovers are usually going to last about that long. So let's make this dressing. We've got lemon juice here. We've got 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil, and I got a pretty kind of decent type of olive oil, because you want to use the best olive oil that you can afford to make a dressing. And if that is from whatever store, discount store, that's fine too, because you're still making that dressing. It's still going to be better for you than probably what you buy on the shelf. And so, but for better flavor, you want to use a better olive oil. We've also got the balsamic vinegar that's going to go in here. We've also got the Dijon mustard that's going to go in here. We've got salt. That salt is going to balance out the flavors. And then we've got our Kentucky honey. And I was so pumped that I had this honey here. This is from Oak Bridge Apiary. And this is raw honey from Owensboro, Kentucky, so Daviess County. And my friend gave this to me this weekend, so I was pumped to be able to use it in this salad, to have some fresh honey from a relatively local apiary. So it says, how much honey? Let's see, 2 teaspoons. So we're going to let the ancestors decide. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more. That feels better. So it said 2 teaspoons, but I did not measure this because I'm going with my brain, and we'll taste it. So I love making dressings, and I probably did this on here before, in mason jars with the lid, because it makes it a lot easier than whisking it, and it's going to store a little better. So we're just going to shake this until everything is emulsified and together. It's kind of like the balsamic vinegar dressing, right? Because that's what it is, honey balsamic. So we washed our lettuce when we got that ready for this, and we let it dry, because lots of the time lettuces are going to be eaten raw, and that's the issue with foodborne illnesses, is because you have to be mindful of the water that's going to to nurture and nourish the lettuce, right? Because if that water is contaminated, it can contaminate the lettuce. And we're eating it raw, so we're not cooking those contaminants. So we want to make sure that we're washing our lettuce. Even if it says pre-washed in the store, we want to make sure that we're washing our lettuce. And I know oftentimes on TV we see recalls for lettuce a lot of the times is because of that cross-contamination of that E. coli water, right? So wash our lettuce when we use it. We want to make sure that we are storing our lettuce in the coldest part of the refrigerator. I have like the vegetable drawer, right? So it goes in the back there. So we want to store it in the coldest part of the refrigerator. We want to make sure that we prevent moisture from getting on it to store it well. And we want to eat as much lettuce as we can because it's going to fill us up. Thinking about lettuce, they are the most popular fresh market, commercially grown vegetable in Kentucky. And lettuce and spinach and other salad greens are an important part of our diet because of the amount of nutrition that they have in them. And the darker the green, the more nutrition that's going to have. We often see iceberg lettuce in the stores, right? And that's because it travels well. But iceberg lettuce is mostly water, which is great for us too. We need to make sure that we hydrate. But when we're eating that iceberg lettuce, we might want to mix it with some more heavier, colorful greens, right? And if that's all we have, eat what we have. We want to do the best we can with what we have on hand. So we've got our dressing mixed up. Let us add our almonds to the salad. All right, and our feta cheese. And we'll give it a little mix. All right, so we've got our spring harvest salad, spring harvest salad. Super simple, right? This would pair pretty well with a grilled chicken. I'm always really pumped to come and do this because I have leftovers and then I'll have to cook later. So I'm gonna cook up a grilled chicken on the stove later, and this will most likely be dinner once we try it here at the office. So this will also pair well with, I thought, maybe a grilled salmon, right? You could air fry a salmon if that's easy for you. Cook it in a piece of salmon in the oven. You could even pair it with some like salmon croquettes from some canned salmon if you have some canned salmon on hand. Those are really easy to make. And I think we have a salmon recipe at planeatmove.com, a salmon patty recipe. That would really go really well with this, as well as a pork chop, right? So lots of things to pair with this to make it a more complete meal for yourself. Even a baked potato, a baked sweet potato would be really good with this. So you don't necessarily have to do meat as the protein if you don't want that, but it would be good with even a steak. So this is a great salad to eat as the main part of the meal or as on the side. And this spring harvest salad recipe you can find at planeatmove.com, and you can also find that at the Plated Up Kentucky Proud website. And that website is always so hard for me to randomly read, but if you Google Plated Up Kentucky Proud, it'll be the first thing that comes up. And you can also reach out to the Allen County Cooperative Extension Service or any Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service and ask them for a copy of that recipe. They'll shoot you an email with that recipe in there. And you can definitely reach out to Barry Hyatt, and that's barry.hyatt@nctcstaff.com, and he can shoot that recipe to you too. So I appreciate you guys checking out this recipe of the month, and go ahead and give this spring harvest salad a try this spring as we enter salad season. Thank you for watching.